I think that Joe took the high road, bro.
Man, he ain't said shit. I ain't never heard him say.
If
I ain't never
nobody
heard him say nothing
knows,
about that girl.
right? If nobody knows why she was let go, I mean, that's it. He apparently did take the high road, and I think what's unfortunate with her and so many other people is that, especially her, if all of your money comes from being in entertainment, you have to watch what you say because you never know who's going to be the next one to put you on. Like nobody's going to want to deal with you if this is how you behave. So sometimes you just got to swallow what you're thinking. Just
Oh, there's some simps out there.
No, I'm about to say, unfortunately, I think that you will get picked up if you
Yeah,
like if
so
you bring views, you bring views. But
She
Tanea,
don't
you're right.
bring. She don't.
But I
She was
think
she was on
She don't
Hollywood
bring
Unlocked.
views though.
No, I'm sorry. I'm saying if your personality, even it, or if the way you act or the way you move is still, it's not cool, but it's enough to have somebody curious about you or have somebody entertained. I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters if you talk down about somebody you work for, if you do somebody dirty.
No, that's true.
I don't
but
What
think
she'll
the
never
I
go
character
think that
big.
really is
not,
that
but
matter,
only
once you put
I think that
yourself
that
out
only
there,
matters.
please.
I think that
especially in
only
the
matters
content
when
space, because that's going to get, sorry.
no, you cool. I think it matters when you got dependency, like when you have to work for other people and stuff like that. Like if you got your own motion, if you got your own movement and shit like that, you can say what the fuck you want to say, and you a force. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people in this content creation world, they don't need no friends. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't need help from no other. They don't need no cosign. They don't need no friends. They don't need none of that shit. So they move on their own time. It's just the truth. It's just the facts. But I don't see her like
she not like that.
she not.
She not
I mean,
like that.
she
She benefited
pushing.
off of, but she benefited off of systems create, like Sunny said.
Yeah,
You
she did
benefited off of
benefit.
systems created by men. If it wasn't like pimps created
I
the
agree.
systems, but hoes kept it running. And you
I
can't build
agree.
you another system
I
um
agree.
by yourself. You have yet to show that you could build a system by your own hand, by your own cultivation. So I don't know. Good luck in life, girl.
No, it
You know,
ain't. She don't even have to build a system. She could just find a way in another one. She can't
I'm
even do
about to say
that.
she could just hop. She could just hop.
She can't
no,
even.
no, no, no,
She
no.
can't find her way in another system.
You know what's so
Which
interesting
one?
about it though? You
Aside
know what's
from
so
what you've been doing
interesting?
with your show stuff. I'm sorry.
You know what I notice is that people think that they can go and interview who they think is popular at the time, and that's gonna give them some motion. That don't matter, bro. That don't matter. Like if you can't talk on your own and that play a role, and then the people that you interview just they add to whatever it is that you got going on. I think that people that's dependent on other people to try to get some motion, they trying to cheat the game, and you can't cheat the game. You can't cheat content creation, in my opinion. You just can't do it. A couple of different people can get away with it, but very few people can cheat the game, bro. It's ultimately gonna come back.
That's why Shannon Sharp's still rolling because even though he had those interviews where people were saying he was being messy, including myself, he could still talk on his own, and he still got nightcap.
Yeah, he
He
can do his own
still
thing.
he can still do shit by himself. He can still just talk about sports. He don't got to do those interviews.
Yep.
People still gonna listen to what he got to say about fucking football or basketball, technically, or
Yep.
any sport. Just what he got to say. Period about
That's
life. People want to
you know
tap
that's
in on
what
that shit.
that's what Vlad is trying to do, right?
Trying to do what?
Vlad is trying to rebrand, and that's why every time he bring a guest on, he have his guests interview him also, because he's trying.
Man, what?
Listen. I know the
This
game. I
nigga
peep the
corny.
game. I peep the game, and some of these platforms are so dependent on interviews that they now are trying to figure out how to sustain it without having to just be dependent on people that they interview. So Vlad now is, in my opinion, he's doing a lot of having the guests interview him so that he can try to rebrand and become a face while at the same time still doing some of the other stuff that he's doing. A lot of people trying to do it.
You know what I meant to send you something the other day. Did you see what happened between Joyner Lucas and DJ Vlad?
No, what happened?
This nigga trying to sue Joyner Lucas. Cause
Vlad is?
yes.
For what?
Yes. Cause I guess he posted some I guess he posted some of Vlad's content on his page. But the thing is, Vlad's been trying to interview him for like 5 years. And he won't do an interview with him. So when he posted his, like, I guess he had ran into Joyner Lucas or Joyner Lucas people, and he like, yo, can we get an interview? It's all this correspondence, all these texts, and Joyner Lucas people, they just like, yeah, we gonna see about it. It might not be a good time. It was pretty much him shutting them down. So then when he ran into him again in person, then he was like, he was messaging Joyner Lucas directly. Joyner Lucas didn't respond. His people responded. And he was like, yo, Joyner kind of busy. So then he sends this like cease and desist. And he pretty much asked him to take the content down. And so the dude was just like, okay, what you want to do? How we gonna see about the interview? What's up? What you trying to do? So he still go forward with the proceedings of the cease and desist. And he make it official. And he sued him. And this dude, Joyner Lucas, messaged him back through his people. He said, make sure you send him this. And he just dogged him. He was just like, I was never gonna do an interview with you. I don't fuck with your type. I don't fuck with your kind. I don't like what you do. You just be on some sucker shit. And this right here validates why I didn't want to do an interview with you in the first place. Because you a sucker. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't familiar with it.
Yeah. I'll try and find it and send it to you. I don't know if it's worth covering or not for you, but it's interesting.
No, I probably won't, but I just like to hear what's going on. I like to be aware of what's happening in the industry and stuff like that. So
it's interesting.
Vlad is depending on Tekashi 6ix9ine right now.
What?
You eating, Slimmy?
Yeah, Tekashi did a big interview.
French fries.
He did the second one. So
well, you know, he need the money. He need the money.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that Melyssa Ford might have overvalued herself.
That's an understatement.
I don't like these people that be industry friends like that, man. The Charlamagne interview just wasn't that interesting to me. It just genuinely wasn't that interesting to me. I listened to it.
Who was interviewing who?
Melyssa Ford was interviewing Charlamagne. He can't carry a whole show. He can't carry a whole show. Both of them is just, in my opinion, and that's not to say he's not a good businessman, but they are player number twos. I mean, they co-host type people. They can't really like to do a whole hour plus, close to 2 hour and a half interview. I was like, man, get this the fuck off my screen. Let me just go and thumb through and try to find the interesting parts.
Hell no. Maybe I'm just biased against them. I don't want to see them motherfuckers talk.
No, I mean, even if I don't necessarily care for a person, if they do something sweet or interesting, I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? But that shit was just not interesting. They started talking about politics. I'm like, look at these uneducated motherfuckers. Like, it just was not interesting at all, bro. And it's so funny because I can do a review video of that and it'll do bigger numbers than her actual original video.
So let me ask you this, Anton. With Melyssa Ford having the past that she's had, do you think that there is just any redemption with her at all? Or what do you think she should be doing?
Redemption in what way?
Like, people not wanting
as a relationship or as
just like career-wise or whatever it is she chooses to do. What would you recommend for her?
Yeah, you can rebrand a chick all day long. 100%. Hell yeah. Anybody can rebrand. I don't think that nothing is over for anybody if they know what they're doing. You can always pivot and make an adjustment 100% of the time.
I don't think nobody
Ab-
gonna put in the work with her though.
She
Yeah,
should
but
visit visit
I
the
think
Zeus
she's
network.
I think she's
that's
hard
a
to get.
different
She's hard to
conversation.
work with.
That's
I
a
think
different
she's
conversation. Is it possible? Can you do it? 100%. Very few people you can't rebrand and bring them back. Very few people.
What
Right.
do
You
you
can always.
rebrand her?
And it's what?
How do you
Like
rebrand her and bring her back?
How would
exactly.
I rebrand her?
Yeah.
I would just
I
have
think
her
she
on some.
wanted it.
Here's the thing. I think that we think that just because we don't agree with somebody, that makes them unmarketable. Because our perspective or our opinion may not align with who they are, does not mean that they don't have an audience. Like one of the things that I'll probably do at some point in the future is to bring the opposite of who I am into my space, right? Like I'm looking for the person that hate my audience that can carry their own audience also. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm. Yeah, but I don't think she I don't think
well, I'm
she
using that as an
personifies
example.
somebody. She doesn't personify anybody that can carry an audience though.
I think Melyssa Ford's issue is that Melyssa Ford is trying to be something that we don't believe her to be. She's trying to
and
be an
that's why
intellectual. She's trying to be an intellectual. She's trying to be a political commentator. They broach conversations about politics and Trump. And I'm like, man, nobody give a fuck about what you're saying about that. I want to know what your perspective is on these hoes.
right. So that's exactly my point. She can't rebrand as somebody who's an intellectual at this point because we're like, I know what your ass looks like. You know what I mean? But so where can she go in this space? She can only talk about relationships. Like, what does she do?
No, I think that she just needs to talk about things from her lens. Like you can talk about anything, but you have to bring it back from your perspective or from your lens. Like I talk about politics, but I also talk about politics as it relates and it comes back to the business because everything comes back to the money. You see what I'm saying? So when you could have 5 different content creators react to the same content, but they're all going to have a different perspective or a different spin on it because their perspective is different based off of their lived experience or the type of content that they talk about. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be authentic to what you are. And I think that a lot of times, most of these newer content creators, I look at Paul Pierce, right? Um, Paul Pierce tried to rebrand himself as like the woman whisperer with this Truth After Dark podcast. And some of the clips was good, but I'm not sure if it got legs. You know what I'm saying? Shannon Sharp is different because Shannon Sharp leans into what he does well. He leans more into his authenticity and his takes and what he's great at when it comes to analyzing conversations in sports. And then occasionally he brings other things into it. You know what I'm saying? He brings his take on what's controversial, relationships, this person passing away, and then he interviews other people. All of the other stuff that he does is like side quests to me. But his main core of who he is sports. The core of who he is sports. Everything else is a side quest. That's what it is. You got to lean into who you are, and then everything else be a side quest. We know Stephen A. Smith for goddamn sports. Stephen A. Smith on a whole side quest out here. I don't know what the fuck he got going on. And he's been able to build up 1 million followers, but I think that even Stephen A. Smith is starting to fall off on his platform. It's not popping as much. I don't know if anybody is checking for Michelle Obama. I think all of these niggas is cold. Most of these people is cold, bro. So I just think that you got to lean into what makes you you. and then you give your unique spin on it when you do these side quests.
But see, I think that's her problem. I think what makes her her is being a video vixen, because that's what we know of her.
What's
And
bad about that?
I'm not saying that there's anything bad about it, but what I am saying is that she's aged out beyond that point where people are going to view that perspective as valid.
Let me tell you something, Kim. What do you think this chick to call? It's a whole podcast called "Call Her Daddy,"
And I think that's weird.
but it got motion, is what I'm saying. It has motion. The
But
problem with Melyssa Ford, for example, if you look at her content, is she's trying to do too many other things that we don't believe her in.
but who is Melyssa Ford outside of a video model from the
But why does she
the
have to be anything more than that?
2000s?
Why does she have to be anything more than that? Is what I'm saying.
Because I think the demographic she's talking to or trying to cater to, or who opinion matters to her, is well under her age range. I think that's her problem.
What's the difference? Okay, I'll give you a perfect
Because
example.
like
I'll
if
give you a perfect
if
example. You ready? If you look at Joe and Jada's podcast, Joe and Jada is the Joe and Jada that we all love, but they're also being discovered by a new audience based off of the platforms that we watching, but they still authentically them. What makes Carmelo Anthony awesome is that Carmelo Anthony is largely leaning into the thing that we know and love Carmelo Anthony for. Carmelo Anthony ain't talking about hoes. Carmelo Anthony ain't talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like the people that are great at what they do, they lean into what makes them great.
well, outside of Melyssa Ford's body, what would men think is great about her?
Her body.
So she would have to use that, but she's complaining about that. And that's what I'm saying is the problem with women like her.
I agree.
Because you'll use it to your benefit, and then I guess when it no longer benefits you or nobody cares, or then you want to change, it's a problem. That's why
But I mean,
I don't know if
she
she
wants to
can,
And
be.
maybe
maybe
it's
outside
become a
of
problem because she's at the age where she is, and she's finding that she's, for lack of better words, got nothing to offer. People aren't relating to her in the same way
it's no
because they see you
substance.
as a video chick, and we're beyond that.
I think that the conversations that I don't know. I mean, I can't tell people what the conversation should or shouldn't be. I think that the conversations that she should be having is much different than the conversations that she's having. And it's another thing. Let me throw this other part in there too. Everybody not good.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's another part of it too. Like everybody can't be fucking Joe Budden. Everybody not Joe. And everybody not fucking, whoever it is y'all want to think about him. Everybody not the guy from Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
Everybody not good.
And then people like
And
Melyssa Ford, I don't
we learned that
like
from
what.
Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor is proving it to us every day, but she keep trying.
Because it's like when they cater too much to a male audience, and now it's like, what demographic do you have to cater to? Because the men have no interest in you anymore. The
Let's look
women
at
aren't
Joy
really
Taylor.
relatable. Like I don't relate with Melyssa Ford at all. I wouldn't care about what she had to say as a woman.
This shit is a business. Look at this shit, bro. Shit is abysmal.
Is that new?
Yeah.
I see, George.
What do you see?
Some nonsense.
I see
Is
some
that
white
shady?
jeans. I see some white jeans, Quentin.
That's shady. I didn't
No
have
matter
some
how
words.
much sex you
Have
put on
some
this shit, no
some
matter
words
what's
of
going
shady.
on, it doesn't even matter, bro.
White jeans don't look bad.
I don't
Oh,
think so
Why?
either, but the comments said otherwise.
The
don't
white
nobody give a
vibe.
fuck what no comments say. Them niggas can't dress in the comments.
Okay.
But all I'm saying is that everybody can't go. And she got all the fucking visibility in the world and can't get more than 400 views, which nothing is wrong with 400 views, but something is wrong with 400 views. If you're Joy Taylor and you got all of these goddamn people that you can't convert, you got how many? I don't how many followers she got on Instagram, bro.
Man, don't nobody give a fuck what these women say.
I'm just saying.
Because they cater
Yes,
into a
some of
male
them they do.
audience in a male
No.
dominated sphere, and then they branch off and it doesn't take off because y'all don't care outside of their looks, and women don't care because we don't care about nothing they talking about. Most of it is
No, no.
sports or something
The
like.
fact of the matter is, really, they haven't gotten anywhere on their own merit outside of beauty. They
That's what I
haven't.
just
They
said.
haven't. They haven't proven that they're good at anything. They
Because they're
keep ending
not.
up in these. They keep ending up in these spaces just because they want to DEI this shit out. There was no like. I was just literally talking to somebody about this a few days ago, where the days of people like Stuart Scott who actually did sports journalism are over. Stephen A. Smith isn't
Mhm.
even good at his job, but because he's a loudmouth who people seem to like, I guess, or I don't know. I've never seen a column from Stephen A. Smith. I've never seen a column ever.
Stuart Scott's the guy that died.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I saw columns from Stuart Scott. I saw columns from Keith Olbermann.
She
These dudes
got
had to be sports journalists. They weren't just dudes who was coming up with, oh, my sources. Once that shit started, sports journalism was done. It
she
doesn't
got
even exist anymore.
800,000 people on Instagram.
Man, don't nobody give a fuck about her outside of looks.
Oh,
Joy Taylor.
Don't nobody give a fuck about her outside of looks. They want to see that peanut
800,000.
butter. They want to see them
and they
peanut
all
butter
men.
titties, and
They
that's
all
it.
I'm
men.
about to say, I bet I can guess what her photos look like.